Welcome in, guys. We are back. 410 Sports Talk. I'm James Haskell. This is my co-host, Glenn Martin, and we are still getting through all the news of free agency. Count on the NFL to take advantage of the fact that everyone else is down and out and to take over the news, man. I tell you what, they're doing a heck of a job. So we're going to get into it as some things, came across the screen today and some dominoes fell. We have our video, of course, about Tom Brady, but let's talk about some other ones that are really big as well. And let's start with the Carolina Panthers. Carolina Panthers have some drama going on. First of all, they signed Teddy Bridgewater for 3 years, $63 million. And they're also seeking to trade Cam Newton. So to me, my initial reaction was I was a little confused, a little baffled by that move. I don't know if I'm a Teddy Bridgewater believer. Not that I don't think he can be serviceable, but I don't know why they wouldn't give Cam a try. So just had some really confused thoughts about that. I'd like to know what your instant reaction was to that.
Yeah, mine's kind of similar to yours. I've never been a big Teddy Bridgewater guy. I think he did himself a lot of favors by signing with the Saints and then choosing to stay with the Saints one extra year. And then, of course, when Breeze went down, he went on a 5-game win streak in Breeze's absence. So I think he was a big benefit of the Sean Payton, Drew Brees system. And I'm not really sold on what he's going to do with Carolina, but I think it was a good decision in the sense that to move on from Cam Newton. I think he's kind of run his course there. He's taken a lot of hits on that body of his. And to be honest, last year with his shoulder, it looked to me like he was shot putting the ball. And I just don't know if we'll ever see the Cam Newton that we're used to seeing. So if you want to cut bait, I understand. But I just don't understand really giving that much money to Teddy Bridgewater. Although I guess if you want a quarterback, you got to pay, even if it isn't a top of the line guy.
Yeah, that was interesting, and I think that we'll get one more year because of Cam's whole vengeance tour that I think he'll kind of go on. I think we'll get one more really good year out of Cam based on pure adrenaline and fire and want to prove him wrong. Yeah. But not much more than that. I agree with you. I mean, his health is really compromised. Who else you got on the list? We had a lot of stuff go down, guys, and we're excited to report it to you. But we got a ton of stuff. So who you got next?
The one shocker that I saw, I think it came down late last night, was the Stephon Diggs trade out of Minnesota going to the Buffalo Bills. And this is why it's shocking. The Bills gave up a first-round pick, a fifth-round pick, and a sixth-round pick this year, as well as a fourth-round pick next season to get Diggs. And this is coming on the heels of the Hopkins trade, in which – let's see. I have the Hopkins trade in front of you. Hopkins was acquired for David Johnson and a second-round pick this year as well as a fourth next year. So you mean to tell me that Stephon Diggs got more in return for his services than – I don't understand this. What am I missing here? I mean, we're talking about DeAndre Hopkins is a top 3, definitely 5 receiver in the entire league, and then Diggs, who's a good player – but certainly not. I wouldn't even put him in the top 10. So, what am I missing here, Jimbo? What are the Houston Texans doing?
The Houston.
What are the Bills doing? I mean,
well, both of them, right? I mean, I think this is just the Bills being the Bills and being desperate. I think they're trying to take advantage of the timing of their quarterback, see what they can get out of him, not have any excuses for him later on. They really want a receiver that's serviceable over 6 foot.
Yeah.
And I think they're struggling there. So I think it's a bit of a reach, like you said. So I couldn't tell you, man, but I tell you what, the Vikings got a haul, and I think it's hilarious that he's going to be playing in Buffalo, in the cold, it's going to be
They
nasty.
didn't do him any favors, did they?
None, not a single one. So, and according to me, they're not even going to win the AFC East. So.
Who do you got? Oh, you got the
Patriots, baby.
Because of your – oh, my goodness. The addition of Jameis Winston. Well, yeah. I mean, look, I don't know what the Diggs move to me just makes the Houston move of Hopkins look even worse.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think the Diggs is a nice move because the AFC East is obviously more open than it's been in 20 years, and it's certainly theirs for the taking. With them being so good last year, they got to think they're pretty close. So good for them.
Bills, keep thinking that.
Yeah, a couple other smaller moves that I wanted to touch on. One in particular was Jason Witten is finally leaving the Cowboys. He's not going back to the broadcast booth.
Thank goodness.
He signed a 1-year deal to join the Las Vegas Raiders, $4.75 million. And I got to think that this is more of a let's get a great guy and great leader in to help guide Darren Waller, who we just gave a boatload of money to, who we know is coming off of when he was with the Ravens, he had a lot of drug issues. So maybe that this is just a way of getting a great character guy like Jason Witten to influence their young, up-and-coming, very highly paid and talented tight end.
Yeah, based on the fact that they're going to be in Vegas, those drug issues could come back around.
I hope not. I hope not for him because that's a tough. Drug issues. Yeah, they're very challenging. So,
but I think he was more like PEDs, wasn't he?
No, he was cocaine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was a heavy drug.
Because I thought he was trying to put on weight to like move into that tight end spot.
No. I mean, I'm sure. I think he did get popped once for PEDs as well, but he made it very very clear. He was very open with his struggles, and yeah, it was narcotics for sure.
Oh, jeez. Well, hope all the best to him, but I think that's a good point, and it's a good insurance policy to have. So not a bad investment. The other one that was a big move is Rivers going to the Indianapolis Colts one year on a 1 year deal for $25 million. I thought this was interesting, not because of the fit. I think the fit is really good.
Yeah.
But I thought the 1 year thing was weird to me. I figured I don't know. I think I thought he would have, structured it as like a one and an option, if you will, for the second year where like, and I don't know, is that all that 25 guaranteed? Do we know that?
Yes.
Is it all guaranteed? Okay, so that makes a difference. But man, there's all these guys get money. Drew Brees got 2 for $50. So if I'm sitting there and I'm Rivers, I'm like,
yeah, I wonder if that was like a sticking point for the Colts where they weren't going to go past that 1 year commitment. But you're right. It is a little bit odd to see a guy who is obviously, if this isn't his last year, it's certainly his second to last year. And maybe that was Rivers being realistic and saying, look, this is my last year, and I'm going to give you guys my last season of football. And so I'm fine with signing a 1 year deal. But it is a little bit different than what we're accustomed to seeing. But one guy who backed up the Brinks truck in Dallas, and it wasn't their quarterback.
No.
Amari Cooper comes back to the Cowboys on a 5-year, $100 million deal that includes $60 million guaranteed and $40 million at signing. Woo! That's a good paycheck.
That is a paycheck. And I'll tell you what, Dak is sitting at home. He's got to be just furious, right? I mean, happy that they're keeping Amari, but like, dude, how many more people got to get paid before he gets paid?
Yeah, it seems like everyone. I mean, they even brought dusty old Sean Lee back for 1 year.
Jeez,
but Dak Prescott will be very highly paid under the exclusive franchise tag if it comes to that. But yes, I know he's looking for that long-term commitment, that safety blanket to know that in case the worst thing happens and he gets injured or something, that he's going to be fine. But yeah, kind of surprising to me. I don't know what to think about Amari Cooper. It's a guy that the Raiders couldn't wait to get rid of. It's a guy that was on the sidelines during crucial moments down the stretch for a Cowboy team that was hoping to sneak into the playoffs in a horrible, horrible division that they were in. So I'm not really sure how I feel about this. I don't know. I know he gets a lot of respect from other players, which is probably the most important thing. But I'm kind of on the fence about him. When you're benching him in the fourth quarter of an important, meaningful game down the stretch, how do you pay him as a very top receiver? I don't get that.
But how much do you put on Jason Garrett?
But look, Jason Garrett's still there. Right? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Jason Garrett just got – oh, my God. He's with the Giants now, right? I believe he's with the Giants now.
Yes, he's offensive coordinator for the Giants.
Hey, look, there's been a lot going on. I'm in quarantine, okay? I'm breathing recycled air, all right, through my system. But I quickly corrected myself, okay?
Yes. Well, let me go through a couple other ones that are, like you said, kind of secondary, but still came across the news feed, so I think that'd be important to talk about. Vic Beasley, of course, going to the Titans for 1 year, $9.5 million, looking, that prove-it type deal. Malcolm Jenkins and the Eagles have mutually decided to part ways, just like in the words of one wise Michael Scott, when they say it's mutual, it's never mutual. Joe Schobert, who I was kind of hopeful that the Ravens could squeeze into that salary cap space, got a monster deal, 5 years, $53 million. Pretty crazy to think that C.J. Mosley got almost all of that guaranteed, that same amount of money.
Yeah.
And then, of course, I mentioned it before, Drew Brees got 2 years, $50 million. I was surprised he took a 2 instead of a 1, but at the same time, not crazy surprised. I just thought maybe he'd just do another, a 1-year deal with the Saints. So they're looking to run it back. But was there anything that surprised you? Obviously, we had talked about Tom Brady, and that, of course, maybe I'll fall off my seat. Anything else that got the needle moving for you?
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that the Chargers have ended up with no one in the end, and still were so quick to allow Phillip Rivers to leave. Because to me, you have a couple guys to where, to me, I look at that team and I think they're ready to win now, and they were maybe a quarterback away. So who are they going to bring in? Who's left out there? Cam Newton? Do they trade for Cam Newton and bring him in? It's certainly a possibility. Do they go after your boy Jameis Winston and hope that he doesn't continue?
My boy.
Hey, he's your boy now. Too bad you made him your guy.
What did I do?
Yeah, that's your guy now. But and also I'm kind of interested to see what the Dolphins end up doing. They threw all this money at Byron Jones. They brought in Shaq Lawson. They brought in Kyle Van Noy in a big time deal with $30 million guaranteed.
Wait a second. Can you talk about that one for a second? That was the one that I saw. I was shocked by that because he's done nothing outside of New England.
Well, yeah, but I guess they're banking. He was a good player for New England. He was a versatile guy, a guy that is a leader on the team.
Yeah, but what do you think he did when his agent called him with that deal on the table? He fell off his chair.
I think he signed very, very quickly. Yes, I'm sure he was thrilled. There's no way, he was going to get that money in New England.
This is why Miami always, and not just Miami, a lot of teams, they're competing with themselves. Yeah. They're paying all these inflated prices for what?
Yeah, I don't get it. If they come out of this with no quarterbacks, I just don't get why you spend all that money. They give Eric Flowers almost $20 million guaranteed. They give Byron Jones almost $55 guaranteed. For what? They give Lawson a $30 million contract and Van Noy $30 million guaranteed on a 50. So I don't understand that. I guess that's why they're the Dolphins, and this is why the New England Patriots ran that division for the last 20 years.
Seriously.
But yeah, that's all I have for now. But I'm sure the news will keep coming in, and we'll keep popping off videos. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the videos and throw us a comment and let us know what you think. And we'll talk to you next time.